guys, guess what, man? Welcome back to another episode of Opinions Consequences. Off the books, people. You guys already know this is the short and condensed version of the original show. The controversial, sometimes thought-provoking show where, we get right into the meat and potatoes. Guys, guess what? We got Rose back in the building. What's goody, Rose? Hi.
Hi.
Oh my God. That's shy. Like, she made me feel like a Jehovah's Witness just now. Like, she's like, hi. Oh, I'm not too sure if I'm supposed to open the door. Like, you definitely gave me the hi. Like, no, I don't want a pamphlet. Like, you definitely just did that right now. She's like, hi.
Listen, I was just waiting for you to, give me the room, give me the that window so I can say hi.
Okay.
What's up, everybody? How are you guys doing?
How you doing? Chilling?
I'm chilling. I'm good.
How was the Thanksgiving?
Oh, it was phenomenal. Went to 2 houses.
Like what is phenomenal for you? Like, is it like, does that mean like no fights? There's nobody that ended up in jail.
Yeah,
listen, because you got these are real questions. These are real questions.
No, I know. So, some family gatherings can be a little more chaotic than others.
Yes, they are.
But yeah, no fights, no jail time. And ate a lot of food and had a lot of laughs. I even did karaoke, which is insane.
Oh, look at you. Okay. Yeah. Don't do that.
Oh, we're gonna do that. I gotta hype myself up. I did karaoke.
What was the dish of the evening? Like, what was that one thing that you was like?
Stop being polite and start getting it on.
We're gonna get back into this. Listen, man, we're gonna get right into the meat and potatoes, people. I know you did have a question.
Yes.
What was your question?
Well, what is the point of marriage anyways? And what benefits does it bring other than just financials?
Oh, do you want to get into that first?
Yeah, sure. So for me, I would definitely say that the point of marriage would definitely come with more of like the commitment aspect of it. I don't think it's just the financials, which I think is what a lot of people would kind of gravitate towards nowadays.
Okay.
Just kind of monetize to the idea of, marriage and whether or not it's gonna, benefit them in the long run when it comes to the money. And for me, I'd say there's just so much more that comes along with it because you're committing to someone. You're choosing them over anybody, and you're just kind of making that declaration. Which isn't to say that you couldn't possibly do that with just a simple relationship with no marriage involved. But I think that's just taking it a step further, and that just kind of the for better, for worse part of it for me is. It's definitely something that I think holds a lot of value. And I just say, you know what, for a lot of people nowadays, that doesn't. And I get that, but I don't believe that the value of marriage is diminished just because people don't value it the way they should.
Okay, damn. Felt like you took that excerpt of a fortune cookie or a magazine. Yeah, she's an advocate. She's a proud member of Oprah's book club. Okay.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
You know what? It is an interesting question. Just because I do feel like marriage can be. It is, I guess, the final stepping stone when it comes down to putting an exclamation point on a relationship.
Right.
However, when it comes to finances, speaking from a male's perspective, it doesn't favor a male. Doesn't favor a male. Not to say that I'm being biased against any females, people, but at the same time, it's this whole thing that sometimes, you just gotta, check your boxes, whatever the case is.
I disagree with that.
Oh no, I know. You can because but you can't disagree with it in terms of you don't know everyone's intentions.
You're right.
You know what I mean? So
I don't think it's just a male thing. I think it doesn't benefit the person who makes most money if you're coming from a financial perspective.
So you're comfortable with the prenup?
The prenup is what I'm talking about. If you're not married with a prenup, then yeah, you can protect your finances. But I wouldn't go so far as to say that
So
it doesn't benefit men. It just doesn't benefit whoever's making more money.
okay. That's true. Okay, we're gonna give you a little hand clap. But listen, my whole thing is like this. Are you comfortable with the fact of going into a relationship or going into a marriage signing a prenup?
So if the finances that they have acquired was
Toast,
completely
by the way. Toast.
a toast.
I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know.
All right,
I don't
I
know how
got
they do
you.
this in your culture. You know?
Oh, give me a break.
Okay, don't do that.
I would say that. Wait, you made me lose my track.
No, that's
Yeah.
fine. That's why I know. Because my whole thing is just,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
Go ahead.
Yeah. So basically, if the riches they acquired was without my help and I had zero input in any of that, then sure. And if it was like some kind of family thing, then I would say okay, fine. I'll step aside. I will sign a prenup for that. But anything that we build together, I don't care if we were not married
Okay.
or aren't married.
I'm gonna clap you up because fellas, she's looking out for the guys. Okay, so females, okay, I'm gonna look out for you guys really quick.
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean that if you sign a prenup, does that mean that you don't think it's gonna work out in the long run?
I wouldn't say that you don't think it's not gonna work out. I would say that's more of like a kind of
Insurance policy?
I guess you could put it that way.
Is that the bundle deal? Is that the bundle? Okay. Okay. I'm just saying, okay.
Listen, let's call it an insurance policy.
Okay.
Yeah, you're trying to protect anything that would be of value and would be at stake if you guys did ever get divorced, which I'm not completely against. But again, if we build something together, I'm definitely not signing a prenup for that. And if you want me to sign a prenup, I've got to have some kind of input on it, something that works fairly for the both of us, because I'm not just going to willingly sign something and be like, oh yeah, I'll totally do this. It's going to be like, okay, we're going to talk to the lawyer. We're going to get my perspective, your perspective. We're going to get it down on paper, and we're going to make sure that neither one of us has any authority over the other when it comes to this.
Wow. Listen, guys. So in other words, she's reading the fine print. Okay? Okay. Let me ask you this. In your opinion, does marriage hinder or enhance personal and professional growth for both men and women?
Let's
get spicy. Let's get spicy.
Okay, let's start with the personal.
Okay.
level.
Okay, the personal level. And if you want to talk directly to your people, you can talk to them right there in that camera.
All right. Yes. On a personal level, well, let's just start with, yes, I do believe marriage will definitely it should make you want to improve. I mean, why else would you let's think about it as just as an individual. I mean, at least for me, I would like to surround myself with people who are going to bring the best out of me, who are going to motivate me, encourage me, hold me up to a standard, hold me accountable. Why would I not want that in a marriage? Like that you're talking about.
Talk that talk.
Exactly. It's
that
about
talk.
having that relationship with someone who's going to be on a much more intimate level. So I would definitely require that standard, if not more, when it comes to a marriage. So in my case, yes, if I'm going to look for marriage in someone, I would definitely look for those qualities and say, okay, is this person going to help me elevate? If that's out of the question, then I don't want to marry you. I don't care how much I like you.
Just like that?
Yeah.
You gonna swipe left? Okay. Swipe left. So what about that was the personal side. What about the other side?
The professional level.
Yes, the professional level.
I think that would definitely come in tie with what I was saying earlier about having that motivation. We don't necessarily have to have the same vision, but we should, at least at a professional level, our career interests could definitely be very different. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. the issue is going to come on whether or not there will be a compromise for the life that you are both trying to acquire. So if that's going to require someone else to sacrifice their own career, that is where I would say, I don't know.
It's gonna be tricky.
It's gonna be tricky. So again, you really have to be thinking about the person that you're trying to build this life with. And
oh man, someone ate their Wheaties this morning, yo. You feeling extra? Hitting with the. Really quick, I do think that it's a balance of both. You know what I mean? I feel like, you know what I mean, like relationships, you have to take an L. You have to take an L in order to get a win somewhere else. You know, I feel like a lot of us don't understand the tug of war in relationships. Exactly. You know what I mean? It's not about just automatically, you know, getting the wins all the time.
Right.
It does hinder personally, it does hinder professionally, and it does grow you both personally and professionally as well too. So I feel like it's an equal balance where, you know, hindering your personal life, you know what I mean? You're going to lose some of your personal boundaries.
Individuality.
Yep, correct. Yep, correct. Because now you have to include somewhere else.
Exactly.
Professionally, you may have to stop and wait till somebody understands and catch up to you. Like, so there's a lot of different aspects in when it comes down to a marriage where stuff is going to be hindered and some is going to be progressed. You know what I mean? And vice versa. You know what I mean?
And I don't necessarily see that as a loss, because if there are certain things that are going to be hindered, it's because you're shifting from being this individual person who's just seeking their own interests versus trying to share that with someone else, which, you know, in the name of building a life together that's, you know, works for the both of you, I wouldn't say that's necessarily hindered.
Listen, man, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. You out here spitting bars. Okay, listen, I know you had a question. What are the different aspects
of marriage?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's
what are different aspects of marriage in which individuals can grow?
Oh yeah. So honestly, daily living, professionally, as you already mentioned, even individually, sometimes people can feed off of each other when it comes to certain things. Like maybe you were not the most outgoing person, or you needed like a push. And I'm just saying this on a very basic level, but it could be so many things.
No, I'm very sure. I don't talk to nobody.
Yeah, I guess I can vouch for that. But yeah, I you come across somebody who does bring you out of your shell and kind of brings another side of you that you didn't really know was there.
Correct.
So, I definitely think that that's one way that, you know, being around someone who you intend to marry, if again, assuming that you choose someone that's right for you, would definitely be a place where you can grow. Someone who holds you accountable too.
I gotta agree with that. You know, when it comes down to marriage, I feel like, you know what I mean, everything is now. I'm gonna talk to you guys really quick. So, guys, ladies, you know what I mean, right here. Sometimes when it comes down to marriages, now it's like a package deal. You know what I mean? You gotta have the joint account. You gotta do things together. Not saying it's bad or anything like that, but these are stuff that could help somebody grow that doesn't know how to save right or doesn't know how to manage better. That's not good with, you know, shopping. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things that you can grow personally by just, you know what I mean? I'm not saying that it has to be marriage. Of course, two people got to be open-minded to actually want it to do that. But, you know, this could be physically, this could be mentally, this could be spiritually, this could be anything like that where two people can grow within a marriage. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But it does take two. It does take two to tango.
And that's why I say that, assuming that you choose the right person, because I find that a lot of people tend to jump into the relationships.
But do you think it's the right person, or do you think that it's sometimes it comes down to growth? Like, you know what I mean?
No, because this is where I had mentioned in the previous podcast, you have a responsibility to yourself to know yourself well enough
Sure.
to say this person does not align with me, or and if I get the aspect of like, oh, you can outgrow someone, but that's you have to be vigilant of that kind of stuff, because sometimes the signs are there, you just don't realize it until it's right in your face.
No, that's right.
So that's where you gotta reflect. And I would say consistently.
You know what I mean? My thing is like, I feel like I don't like to say that you're gonna change somebody. I like to say you influence somebody.
Yeah.
I feel like, a lot of times, like, you can influence somebody to change their ways in terms of being like, all right, cool. Like, I influence them to be much more punctual. I influence them to be much more organized. Like, you know what I mean? And it's a little, like, guys, you got to remember this. Like, it's the little wins. It's the little wins. Like, you know what I mean? A lot of us always look for the big wins. It's the little ones. It's the little one. Okay?
Yeah.
Write that down. But yeah, you know what I mean? I feel like sometimes, necessarily, like you said, picking the right person. I don't feel like, sometimes you can influence people to change their ways and become a better person. No?
You can, yes. But I think you're misinterpreting what I say when I say the right person. When I say the right person, I mean they've got to be someone who, like, aligns with you on at least, like, the most basic
Okay. So, like, you're talking about, like, the foundation part of it. Like, okay. Like, you can't, yeah. I know what you're saying. Like, forgive me, guys. Like, you know what I mean?
Like, a lot of people tend to jump into the relationship aspect on the most basic level.
Correct,
oh my God, your personality.
Like, you like the color red. I like the color red.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, we're
personality and character are not the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
You can get along with so many people just based off of personality, and that doesn't necessarily mean that that's someone that you should go for. But a lot of people do, and then they wonder, why the relationship starts falling apart a few years later.
Look at her, man. I ain't gonna lie, yo. She's been reading Michelle Obama's book, and I don't know what's going on, man. Listen, man. I got a question for you. Is it tradition? Is the traditional idea of marriage more of a burden or a blessing for individuals going into 2024, now into 2023?
A traditional.
Is it more of a burden or a blessing?
Define traditional.
Traditional, white picket fence, kids, housewife, you stay at home, you're like, honey, food's on the table. Like, you know what I mean? This is traditional marriage, people. Like, you know what I mean? For the people that grew up, that's the white picket fence, the dog, the kids are at home, they're studying with whatever, et cetera, et cetera. That's what traditional is, in a sense, for me.
Right. So, and you're asking if it benefits.
Is it a burden
or
a blessing?
A burden or a blessing. Honestly.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. I feel like. Thank God that there's no knives on this set today.
Oh, stop it. I'm gonna say that's a blessing. I'm gonna say it's a blessing. You know why?
Okay.
Yes.
Talk that
because in today's day and age, in the economy, if you can afford to, live that life of a traditional marriage, that's because you've been blessed enough to be able to do that.
I'm with you.
Yeah. I honestly, I definitely agree with, like, a mom being, that homey person and that kind of stuff. Now, me personally, I enjoy making my own money. I take pride in making my own money. So being a stay-at-home mom is not for me, although I do not discourage, that for women. Some of them enjoy that. That's literally their life purpose, and they're completely happy with that. That's great. That's you. You do you. That's fine. But if you are in that position and you can afford to be in that position, then yeah, more power to you.
Yeah.
That means you get to influence your children. It's not coming from the outside. Your guys have a strong foundation on which to build your family. So your children are going to be completely influenced by your core values. Of course, that is until they leave, but at least they're going to walk out with a strong foundation, which is not something you can say for two parents working in a house.
Yo, oh my God. And Guys, I want to give a round of applause for vote for her. She's running for city council, people. Yo, I'm telling you, you on fuego right now. Okay, listen. I do think that you're right. In nowadays age, I feel like it could be both. It could be a burden and a blessing. It depends on what lifestyle that you want to live. Of course,
Right.
females, if you want to live that housewife lifestyle, where you get to stay at home, cook, clean, shop all day, do all of that stuff, and not work, it works for you. However, if you have the entrepreneur, you have that go-getter mom, you got that go-getter dad, and all the extra stuff. Because you know why? Because they could be house dads too. Okay, let's not make this bias. Okay,
Yeah, you're right.
you know what I mean? We could be
Yes.
house dads. We can be house dads. Okay,
I'm not saying anything about it.
vote for me for house dads.
Yeah.
Listen, so my whole thing is just like this, like, you know what I mean? It could be both a burden and a blessing. Depends on what you guys actually want to accomplish. You know what I mean? Obviously, like when it comes down to a marriage, it comes down to both you guys actually, trying to figure out what you guys feel that is going to be most right and beneficial for you,
Exactly.
the family,
Exactly. Yeah.
etc. You know what I mean? So it is tough to sit there and kind of favor one side when it comes down to actually, like, it comes down to what you guys both want to do and what works best for both of you guys.
Exactly. And there's some men that do take pride in providing for their women
And
and
that's
their
what I'm saying.
family, and that works for them.
But you know what I mean? Not only that, you know what I mean? It's more so like, you know what I mean? Obviously, like, we've been like, I can only speak for myself. People, like, you know what I mean? The way I was raised, I was brought to, provide for my family, provide for my counterpart and all that extra stuff. But however, whoever's influenced by social media, influenced by entertainment, influenced by their new influencer, it may sway their values, their
Right.
traditional outlook
Yep.
to something else.
That's true.
You know what I
I
mean?
agree with that.
Not everyone can be great like you.
Yeah.
So do you think I know we're playing tug of war with it. Do you think it's more of a burden or a blessing when it comes down to the traditional relationship? I know we're at a stalemate.
Yeah. It's
So it's a tie? Depends on the relationship?
it really depends on the relationship. It's not black and white for me.
Okay.
It's really not.
Okay. Listen, guys, we're gonna get right into the meat and potatoes. Like, not meat and potatoes because the show's already started, but we got Christmas is like a week from now.
Get it?
Yeah, it's about a week from now. Okay, so Rose is gonna go down through a rundown of holiday gifts that you should get your significant other. Depends on the time that you're in. Okay. All right, we're gonna go right through it. Okay, guys. 3 to 6 months you've been dating. What gift do you give one? Do you not give one? If you decide to give one, what are you giving?
3 to 6.
3 to 6 months. No pressure.
Yeah. 3 to 6 months. If it was like closer to 3 months, probably not. I
Okay.
don't know.
No smoke.
And if I did, it would definitely be something a lot more general.
Okay.
Like maybe like some kind of,
Like a Yankee candle or
Damn,
like a
candle.
Build-A-Bear?
Bro, that's wild.
Okay,
I
first
wouldn't
of
choose-
I'm just asking
that's,
questions.
That's not what I would choose. But it would be like something like that says like thinking of you this holidays, or like happy holidays, or something that is like a little bit more on the like we're boyfriend and girlfriend, but like we're not that close yet.
Yeah, she said go to Hallmark. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so 1 to 2 year gift. What are you doing?
A 1 to 2 year gift.
You've been in a relationship, people, for 1 to 2 years. Okay, go ahead. This is all for the holidays, people. This is all for the holidays. Go ahead.
So I would definitely get them something that it's like they've been wanting it for a while. Maybe not something like, it doesn't have to be super expensive, but like maybe they saw the new friggin' I don't know Call of Duty game or something. I don't know.
I feel like someone asked you for that.
No, they didn't. I promise you they didn't. But like something like that, because it's like it's more meaningful to them. They're like, damn, you really went out of your way to get something.
So it's like
is it
one gift or two gifts?
It depends on how expensive the gift is, I would say. If it's not a very expensive gift, then I definitely go for a couple more. And if it was,
is there a cap? Is it a cap? Like I want you on is it like 1 to 2 years? Is a cap $100, $200, $300?
Yeah, I would say there's definitely a cap.
Okay.
1 to 2 years.
5 to 10 years.
Oh, 5 to 10 years. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, something like that. I would definitely go a little bit more because at this point, this person really well. So if there was anything that was like of great significance to them, no matter how expensive it is or how rare, I definitely want to go out of my way to get them something like that.
Okay. What about 10 years plus?
Oh, 10 years plus. At that point, I think this is gonna sound kind of funny, but have you ever seen the older couples and they kind of just don't give a shit anymore?
Yeah, they don't.
They don't, and they just kind of know, like, man, you've been stuck with me for 10 plus years, like,
so you can
your butt ain't going nowhere.
So I get you a box of cereal and you be good with it.
Not a box of cereal.
Ma'am. I get you a favorite box of cereal, some almond milk. You good? Okay.
Definitely not a box of cereal. That's mean. But, just something that just has more sentimental value versus anything of monetary value. I would say is like 10 years plus. Like they don't care anymore.
Okay. I'm with you. Any positive feedback that you got from people out there going into the holidays or anything like that? Any positive, or with our conversation just based off of marriage and all that extra stuff? Or toxic. You can go toxic.
I can go toxic. No.
Okay.
No toxicity. Stay safe. Surround yourself with good friends and family. Just enjoy the holidays safely, and just don't be afraid to be yourselves.
Wow. Okay. All right. I felt like that's definitely a fortune cookie. You definitely went to.
Listen, I went to. I'm just kidding. I was gonna.
You definitely wasn't about to say it. You was definitely about to say it. Talking about I ordered some crab rangoon and all that. Yo,
nobody gotta know that.
Wow. Yo, listen. A little bit of words of wisdom, guys, before we go. I don't know how you could be a racist and you have acne. You need to worry about your own skin. Listen. More of the story, people. Okay, don't do that. Okay, listen. More of the story, guys. With the whole holidays and everything going like that. If I text you, I'm on my way, and I don't get a text back saying okay, that means I'm not coming. You got me? Guys, man, I want to thank you guys for rocking out with us for another episode of Opinions Consequences Off the Books. We got Rose in the building. Is that a Diddy Bop?
No.
I don't know. What was that move? Like, was that a shimmy?
That's my little dancing.
Is that a suavemente of a Crispo? Okay, okay. Where really quick? Where could they find you at?
Where can they find me? Where?
Okay, on social media.
I'm like, nobody's gonna find me anywhere.
I swear, yo. I was promoting her for a strip club or something. So what do you mean? Find me where? Like, okay.
Nobody's finding me anywhere. No, okay. It's at irreplaceable_Rodriguez. Instagram, guys.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to put it in the bottom below. But guys, till next time, salutations, man. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year's. All that extra stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Cheer.